Guys, here we are. We have a PVC in the top left side, the red Protoss representing the Dragon Phoenix gamers all around the globe. It is Zest. Bottom right side, there is a blue Zerg. Blue Zerg representing the Dragon Phoenix gamers as well. That's just the team we have representing today, it seems. It is Rogue. I appreciate it, Illy. I'm still gonna call you Illy because I find it a fun name. Illy. Illy Illy. It's just fun to say, you know? Illy Illy. I'm gonna call barcode players Illy Illy as well now from this point on. Illy Illy playing. There we go. Way too risky? Wait, what? I guess we're talking about something else. I was thinking, suddenly there's a pit of despair in my stomach, like, wait, is it too risky to say Illy Illy? Is that a bad word that sounds like that? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so what do you guys think is gonna happen here? Zest versus Rogue. Well, with like current matches you guys have seen between Rogue and Zest, or just them playing against all the players of that race. You guys have any good insights here? We're gonna get Stargate out of Zest. Alright, alright. That's true. That is true. No, Illy Illy, you were right the first time. You were right the first time. Stargate coming out of Zest here. Rogue has that unnatural third base. Natural still open. He's gonna go for that right now. There we go. So no crazy 2 base something. Doesn't really happen anymore, does it? For a Zerg, like 2 base attacks against the Protoss. I think that it does. It's just not that strong as the 3 base attack with queens and stuff. Especially if you have your opponent going for the Stargates. Those queen assaults, they just pack such a mean punch. Now, I don't think that kind of translates towards the any type of 2 base aggression you could do against Void Race, right? Zerg can't do anything versus Toss if Toss sees the lack of third. Yeah. Exactly. Precisely. Well, unless if, you know, someone's going to teach us otherwise at some point in time. Cyril or Rainer or Rogue, DRG, who knows? Who knows? We might figure something out. Also, Toss gets more eco versus the 2 base Zerg. Yes. Alright. So what I counsel from Zest. Let's try to focus on this. How many queens are we on? We're already on 4 queens. We're still having 2 more in production. Now it's going to bring us up to 6 queens in total. Things are looking pretty good so far for Rogue. I only lost 2 workers here. Gonna be 3. He's gonna get the Oracle. That Oracle's dead. Void Ray half HP as well. Probably not what Zest was looking for there with that attempt. Third base of his is in production as well though, and oh my! What is happening here? We're having the Adept Glaive and the weapons for air being upgraded at the same time. Curious. I myself haven't seen this that much, but I'm assuming we're gonna get... Is this something with the Void Race as well? He's not building any more air units. Maybe it's just a follow-up. This could be... Alright. This is my hypothesis, alright? You ready for this? I think he's gonna try to do pressure with the Adepts. Just a little bit. He's not gonna commit. He's just gonna kind of utilize them as a Terran would utilize their Hellions, right? At this stage in the game. And then he's going to try to transition out of that into an air toss army. That's what I'm thinking here. He's going to throw down 2 more Stargates after. I would assume so, yeah. It's been a thing for a while. I think I've seen, whatchamacallit, in the GSL, I think that was where I've seen it from Zoun. Right, we've seen this from Zoun, where you a different type of opening with the Adept Glaives. There we go, there's the Stargates. Fleet Beacon, actually just 1 Stargate. Fleet Beacon as well. Yeah, alright, so this is the Adepts just kind of chilling, trying to deny creep, trying to just force out units of his opponent, right? All these roaches here being made aren't going to do that much against the Mass Void Ray, and it's a great thing for Zest, of course. Zerglings attempting a bit of counter-aggression, not finding that much success, unfortunately, for them. Have I ever pronounced the Zoun differently? Yeah, I mean, I believe that is kind of the Korean pronunciation, right? Zoun? Zoun? Zoun. I don't know. I've been struggling for many a years. Many a years. That's what you get. Some interviewer gotta ask him. I mean, he streams, and I've asked him before on his stream myself as well. And I should have clipped it because for like a good solid day there, I had my finger right on top of the money point right there, knowing how to pronounce it. But anyway, we have a lot of stuff going on here. The Queens are marching across. Carriers are trying to be constructed so far. We only have the 1 Void Ray. No Void Rays at all were created here. Those carriers are not going to be out in time. They're not going to be able to do that much against all these Queens right now. The Depths in the natural and the main base are looking to get some drone kills. Is that going to be enough? This 3rd base already evacuated. It might still be incredibly difficult for Rogue to push his way up into the natural. But at least Zest is not going to have a 3-base economy to finance his Air Toss army coming in here. So he's going to be slowed down. He's going to have to look for some new opportunities here or there, trying to slow down his opponent as well, I assume. If Rogue is actually going to back off here. We are seeing the Spire in construction. We're seeing more drones in the production tab as well. So I'm assuming we're going to have him back off here eventually. But he definitely should try to keep denying this 3rd base for a little bit longer, as he has the opportunity to do so. He's going to let that sit there for a little while and make it a bit more harmful for Zest to get that delay going. There we are. No cancel on it either. So that's just 400 minerals down the gutter. Another Nexus being constructed over here could be quite easily accessible for these Roaches and Ravagers, of course. The Queen's going to struggle without any creep there. That base should still be a fairly easy target for these Roaches. Unless if the Void Rays have anything to say about it, of course. Roaches once again rotating around. Still some Carriers and Void Rays here as well. Rogue's like, alright, fine, I'll take out the Rogues, we'll go through the middle then. Not allowed to do anything fun. Alright, there's the Corruptors. Being constructed. Zest still on a pretty good work account in comparison to Rogue. Just needs those Nexi up and rolling. There's the Roaches once again. The Roaches, I think, honestly, I think it's okay if you just somewhat sacrifice these right here, right now for the Nexus. But you wouldn't have to get the Nexus, and he's not really getting those. Didn't get either of them. Void Ray's not getting much done either. Zest is just going to go up to 4 bases right now. Void Rays do we have? We're up to 5. Yeah. Zest is, well, doing 2 Void Rays at a time, 1 carrier in combination with this. Quite a bit of production. Is it going to be enough to get these queens out of here? Not that great on the transfuse key there for a while. 2 queens go down pretty much instantaneously with full energy remaining as well. Rogue might be able to start breaking down this nexus here now, finally, with the help of the queens and the corruptors. This might be enough. There's the prismatic alignment though. Gonna be quite a bit of damage. The corruptors back off. The nexus does fall. Is he gonna commit here, or is he gonna back off? He's gonna continue forwards. Do we like this? It's hard to say with all these units on top of one another. Very hard to make those types of calls, but the corruptors, it looks like they are doing a fine job, especially with those transfusions. Now definitely hitting his stride here. Stopped losing units as quickly as he was before when the fight started, and this nexus is gonna go down as well, I would assume. The shield battery overcharge doing a fine job with keeping everything alive for as long as it can. But interceptor numbers are getting quite low. More prismatic alignments apparently available once again. Could still be enough here for Zest to maintain this 3rd base. Which does seem to be quite crucial for him in this position, right? Alright, here we go. Losing a couple of queens once again. Gotta be careful, those queens are very important in these types of situations, I would say. I mean, Zest still in a potential opportunity. If you overextend on this location, right, he could just start marching across the map, and a hefty, high supply Skytos army is not something you want to have coming after you immediately after losing your entire army, right? You just will not be able to do much of anything against something like that anymore. To scramble enough units, and here we go. Oh, this is a play, isn't it? All the corruptors onto the natural. Come in, take it down. And now that is the trigger moment. Zest is like, alright, I guess we're gonna have to do this. Let's march across the map. We'll have to do some damage here ourselves as well. 12 Void Rays, 3 carriers, going up against the 5 queens and 25 corruptors. Some Void Rays here actually already being called out. Very useful for Rogue. Yeah, queens once again involving themselves with the Inquiry. Spore Crawlers accessible as well. I think this is very doable for Rogue right now. Just has to watch out for the prismatic alignment. The Spore Crawlers, unfortunately, are gonna get targeted down here quite quickly. Hatchery should. Just let it die. Rogue, just let the hatchery die if you have to. I don't think it's that big of a deal. The prismatic alignment runs out in time, and that allows the corruptors to get on top of this and will not even allow that one single hatchery to fall. Zest not targeting it down because he knows he probably isn't going to win this game anymore if he doesn't beat his opponent right here, right now. Sometimes I wonder how many new people still come into a stream like this, right? And they find it beneficial to hear like, oh, so this is Zerg, oh, this is Protoss, right? I'm not entirely certain, but I guess, you know what, because of those introductions, my theory is that this is how StarCraft 2 has remained alive for so long, because introductions like that make sure people understand the entire concept of StarCraft 2 right off the bat, right? And they're like, oh, Protoss Zerg, alright, yeah, I get it now. There we go. I'm ready to participate. Nice. Now that I know those 2 words. I don't know. It's I feel like I'm going on a tangent that is hard to follow, perhaps. This is why I need a co-cast once in a while, just so they can be like, "What do you mean with this?" You gotta explain yourself. Now, when I'm alone, it's just like I don't want to. Never played StarCraft 2, but love watching it. Yeah, it's an amazing game to watch. It's my favorite esports, that's for sure. It is free to download as well. You can play the campaign, you can play the multiplayers, you can play Arkle mode, which is, you know, kind of 1v1, but then 2 people are controlling the same army. You have a hoarding of custom games as well, tower defense, all that type of stuff. StarCraft 2 is awesome, guys, honestly. Like, even if you don't want to do this like hardcore 1v1 kind of style of StarCraft, there's a lot of different opportunities on how to enjoy StarCraft 2. Right, of course, you also still have the co-op mode. Co-op mode, amazing stuff. Just a lot of missions you can do with a buddy. Kind of get familiar with the controls and such in that type of sense. Of course, an entire different experience from the 1v1 arena that we're seeing people play, but it's still StarCraft, right? Still StarCraft. It's a lot of fun. There we go, that's an oracle. Just quickly noting, guys, we have a... Excuse me, my voice is dying, 1 sec. Okay, I hope that's better now. Yeah, we have the same build here coming out of Zest. To the letter, in fact. 3 Nexus Dead Glaives. We have the Stargates. Most likely will be the follow-up of the Void Race once more, together with the Carriers. As Rogue, is he gonna go into something similar here as well? I need some water or something. What is going on? I got water in my bag, actually. Holy moly. Ah, oh, shoot, it's empty. Shoot. Alright, we'll try to get some after this game then. Alright, Adepts. Not finding anything so far. How many queens are we on? 5. 1 more in production. Lair coming in as well. There's the Roach Warren. Are we going to see the same thing out of both of these plays, or are we just going to see Zest trying to do the same? It seems like a much shorter map than the previous one. Like those Adepts, that's like one shape from third base, and then they're in the third base of their opponent. There we go, a lot of queens already going down. This is a lot more Adepts, and it's a lot more aggressive than we saw in the previous game. That is for sure. And you know what? It's starting to do quite a bit of damage here. I know he's only killing the queens, but killing the queens is a really good way of avoiding your opponent of just killing you outright when you're still low on your air army supply. For drones now, getting so many of them, up to 12 already, 15, this is just getting higher and higher. GG, it's cold, Berlingrad. Let's see what they're going for here. Pretty standard opening, so I'm kind of anticipating that we're going to see the exact same opening from Zest here. Because, you know, Zest is just one of those players that likes one type of opening. He practices that into, you know, all the places wherever he can. And refines it up to a point where it is just almost unbeatable, even though you know it's coming. A rogue player that can play a little bit aggressive here and there, but also a player that can be very, very... responsive to what his opponent is doing, right? A very reactionary player, I want to say. So curious to see what Rogue will be doing here with the, you know, the previous game going as it, having gone as it went. Going to try to be a bit more on top of his scouting. Is he going to get that Roach Warren a little bit earlier on just for safety? A lot of different things you could try to make work here, of course, in your position as a Zerg. as the Void Ray. No Twilight Council this time around, at least yet. I believe we would have already had it, right? If it that kind of was the build, was it? It's hard for me to say. My memory on these types of things, it's not great. You know, you look at the things, the numbers being constructed and stuff. I guess I'll just stay quiet a little bit until I know. Now, quiet is a strong word. I guess I'll still be talking, but I won't be talking about that. There we go. That's the third base. Still no Twilight. Alright, it is something else then. One Void Ray won't be able to do too much. One Queen does make it kind of scurry away. I really enjoy how he's making it look exactly the same as the previous game though, right? I mean, if you're Rogue right now, you hardly know anything, right? All you can see is that, okay, well, you're going for a third base. Again, you got a bit of air pressure. I suppose the Oracle and Void Ray are here maybe a little bit earlier. Might give him a little bit of insight. Actually, I'm pretty sure it did, because he's still droning up like an absolute mad lad. Look at that, 10 drones in production right now. I'm not entirely certain what gave it away, but yeah, Rogue, it doesn't seem like he was under the impression that the depths may be coming in at any point in time. And that it's not even on his mind right now, it seems like, you know? Look at that, 8 more drones, just like that. It's like, yeah, just keep droning. Just keep droning. He's got air army right now. He's not coming at me. We should be fine. He's got a third base. What's he gonna do? Not much. He's right. So yeah, Rogue. I like his position right now. And again, I do like myself some air toss armies as well. Those are pretty strong. Especially when they are in the hands of a very well accomplished Protoss such as Zest. He's one of the most fun players to see controlling this type of force as well, right? Because he is one of these players that just heavily emphasizes the mothership play and all the recall capabilities and abilities that you have with the Protoss always get utilized by Zest. Does it always work? No, not really, but you know what? Still feel like it gives you a better shot at winning these games as it would do if you weren't going for those types of plays, right? If you're just sitting in one spot, kind of stationary in a sense, trying to move your way across the map, it becomes a lot easier for a well-accomplished Zerg to punish you. Great utilization of those Void Rays, keeping the intel for Rogue at a bare minimum. Rogue does manage to catch you sight of this 4th base coming up though, and that 4th base gonna finish up around the same time the 4th base of Rogue is finishing up, so Zest being extremely greedy in a sense with the amount of bases he's taken, but to be fair, he's getting away with it, seeing how his opponent is also being greedy, right? But for a Zerg, you could be even more greedy than this, but Rogue is playing it a little bit safe. He's trying to air it on the side of safeness, and that means that, well, he does have a good economy, but it's not much better. It's in an alright spot, but it's not just a straight up easy, alright, well, I just have so much now, I'm gonna win type of situation. Alright, Void Rays in a bit of a jam here. 3 more Void Rays on the right side as those roaches going for the 4th base. Zest struggling to keep this area safe. May have to consider a recall here in a moment. 3 Void Rays coming back as well. Roaches prioritizing the probes over the Nexus. Now prioritizing the Adepts. I guess he's prioritizing trying not to die against Void Rays, to be fair. To be perfectly fair with you, that is probably the most important thing to prioritize as well. When he gets 6 probes, he doesn't need those roaches anymore anyway, right? Not entirely. Forced out a couple of zealots. I don't think Zest minds that too much. We'll be able to utilize those in a plethora of ways. Is Glittering Ashes the most macro map for the new ones? Maybe. There's this other one that is pretty big as well. It's the Spear of Ire. What is it called again? Something like that. Spear of Doom, something Protosea. Alright, anyway, we got a big fight coming up here. That's still a lot of Void Rays. 11 Void Rays supported by the 3 carriers. 5 Stalkers on the ground there as well, fighting off against 22 Corruptors and 11 Queens. Let's see if this is going to bear any fruit for Zest. Zest comes in a little bit early, perhaps, as he's not yet max supply with this Skytoss army, but neither is his opponent, and the supply is pretty equal right now. Army supply for Zest. Definitely up there right at this moment. The Zealots, look at the Zealots just bully blocking all those Queens from getting over there and transfusing the as they would like to. Has Zest done it? Has Zest done it? I think he has. The ground is completely emptied out. Sure, the Sky Army is gone, but the Gateway forces still remain. Yeah, as long as he just keeps... he loses the War Prism, of course. Is there a way for Rogue to replenish right now? He's making a lot of Zerglings. They're coming in one by one, which is making me doubt that he will be able to recover here. Yeah, GG is called. Top left side, we have a red Protoss player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. It is Mr. Zest. In the bottom right side, we have another Mr. from the Dragon Phoenix Gamer Sisters. It is Rogue. I'm not calling them all ladies, don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to use that as a dig. It's just nice. The word Mr. and Sister, they rhymed. Calm down. Is this live? Yes, it is, good sir. Zest is on fire lately? Yes, he is also. Isaac making some good plans. I forgot to get water again, actually. Man, these series are just getting me too hyped. Too hyped. And I forget basic necessities of life. It's how good StarCraft is. Guess my casting is going to suffer. But oh well. At least the game will be solid. Several late game PvZs. Auto win. Zest almost got him. Yeah, Zest is insane right now. You can just feel how hungry he is for a couple of great victories, right? Before his military service starts. Are there new maps or other team modes too? I'm not sure actually. I haven't looked into those yet. Alright. Stargate, full Zest. Anticipating that third base coming out pretty soon. Rogue on the other side. Oh. He stopped sending overlords across the map, I believe. Did he lose it? No, he didn't. Okay, thank God. I didn't miss. Well, he went a little bit. He went with one. Oh, wait. No, never mind. There is an overlord there. I'm crazy. It just doesn't quite show up on the minimap. I'm not sure why. Why does this not show up on the mini? It's right underneath this little red box right there. Funny little overlord. Splooch. Seeing an overlord die sometimes reminds me of that that carnival game that people play, right? Where you have the water guns and you have to fill up a balloon until it splats. That's what it reminds me of. Especially when you see a void ray shoot it, right? That's just exactly that type of thing. It does give me a carnival kind of sensation. Right, yeah. For those unfamiliar with this map, there are gold bases here. So this is, I believe, the biggest map we have right now available in this map pool. The most macro game, and we all know that Zest won't budge and won't be too afraid from a couple of macro games with Zerg. He is one of the players, actually, that I would say were one of the innovators in the late game PvZ matchup. Zest very much known for his timing attacks and all of that type of stuff. Being able to just know when what is going to be useful for him in an assaulting fashion. But man, he is really good at that macro as well. A couple of Zerglings here do find more probes than I had to be anticipating. They are going to get both the 3 adepts as well. My oh my. 6 probes. He's just still sending probes in here as well. 7 probes go down. That is unfortunate, Zest. You were ahead with 3 workers. Now you're behind with 4s. Does still have that gold base though. Should be able to make up for it. No 4th base from Rogue yet. He's still droning up rather aggressively, which he definitely should do. Wait, how did Zest get ahead again with like 8 probes that quickly? Am I crazy? Did I just misread the wrong numbers? Fleet beacon coming in, another Stargate. That's going to be Stargate number 3. With the gold base in his sights, that should be a pretty good deal. Circling zone to the top. Good cancellation on that 3rd. Those circlings definitely starting to make something happen here. Is this something you want to do, Rogue? Are you sure? I guess so. Queen's coming across. It's a very difficult situation here with that gold, I suppose, to defend it, isn't it? Oracle on his own 3rd. It's a long map to walk across. Starting to take his own gold as well. Is he even trying to march out here, or is he... I don't think he is anymore. Doesn't have any roaches either, 10 queens. He's just chilling on the watchtower, really. 13 Mutalisk, there we go, that's the stuff that he's doing. Interesting choice. Having the 3 Stargates already available here, I really don't like the... Well, I guess you could go into Corruptus and such as well, but... I don't know. It might be a difficult way to gain a lot of value here with these Mutalisk. We'll get to see them in action in a moment here, of course. As long as these Void Rays don't kill everything right now. Okay, there we go. Now the Mutalisk on the other side of the map. Finally going to be able to get some real damage going here, perhaps. Other kills coming in. Zerglings also on that gold base. Look at that. Getting rid of the Zealots quite quickly. No hold position in a good position there. And that is a whole bunch of worker kills. 25 already. The Mutalisks are going to be able to evacuate this area as well. Only one of them has gone down so far. And finds more probes. Finds even more probes. Zest is in a world of hurt right now. The Queen's marching in. The roaches are there as well. More and more roaches. Rogue realizes this could be his moment. To be fair, if you're only making roaches and your opponent's like... all that Zest has is those Void Rays. You find a way to kill the Void Rays and you win this game right now, right? And I don't think roaches are the best at that. To be fair, if you kill all the buildings, you'll win as well, but... 52 workers. 52 workers! Just like that. Blink of an eye. Rogue should be able to tie up the series from this point onwards. I would be incredibly surprised if we do have Zest still managing a comeback here. But then again, it is Zest. He does still have 66 army supply. That may not seem like that much, but I guess only a third of the army supply of Rogue here going to be able to actually shoot the army of Zest. So, especially when they're moving around this quickly. Very difficult for Rogue to do much. Great shooting of overlords right here. Look at that. I don't think this is allowed in a carnival where you have everyone working together on one balloon, but you know what? In StarCraft 2, we have different rules, baby. We have a whole different way of seeing things. He really is just focusing overlords. That's all he's doing. That's really cool, actually. Because if he kills these overlords, then Rogue cannot keep making more army, and that means on the other side of the field, he's going to have small pockets of armies to arrive one by one, rather than, you know, a massive thing all at once. I still think that Rogue won this, though, to be fair. I know he's lost 2 bases, but this is just a little bit unfortunate for Zest. Zest still has game number 5 as well, of course, that he could go into. Doesn't have to win this one. Rogue has to win this one, otherwise he's lost this best of 5, but still. Alright. Now, how to secure this game right now for Rogue, right? Just doesn't need to fumble the ball. He's got a clear sight of the end goal. Now it's just execution. Doesn't have to race as much anymore as he would have if he wasn't this far ahead, of course. Still has to be a bit wary. Still has to finish the race. Still not allowed to crash and burn up somewhere alongside the road, because that would mean Zest is going to eventually catch up to him again, of course. There's so many Void Rays. Gonna try his best. It's a rough space, really, to make things work here. It's a very good abuse of the high ground area, though. Like, the map hasn't been out for this long, but Zest already really realizing kind of how the units are gonna move and where he can abuse the fact of that he has flying units. Very well. Gets the main base. He's keeping his opponent's mining to a bare minimum, to be fair. Like, really, Zest, I mean, I still think he's in a more trouble than Rogue. But he's doing a good job, right? Like, he is doing some amazing things right here with what he has. Do we still have a Spire? No, he took out the Spire. Unfortunately, he didn't kill all the Mutalisk. Unfortunately, he didn't kill all the Mutalisk. And now, finally, those Void Rays are caught out. And it's dead, right? Now it's dead. It must be. Right? must be. It is it? I don't want to count Zest out when he's still playing here, but I mean, this is looking quite desperate right now. More Void Rays go down, a couple of Zealots here. There's Roaches already in position. Yeah. He's managed to do so much though, from like this awkward, almost, well, I'm pretty sure people would describe it as super dead, right? The super dead position Zest was in, and he still manages to take out, like, what was it? How many bases? He still killed 3 bases in the lair as well. He killed 4 bases when I had signed him up for dead. Now there's not that much mining going on for Rogue. Like, I think that's the main thing keeping Zest kind of in this, right? Because he knows he took out so much of the mining potential for Rogue. So it's a lot harder for Rogue to snowball from this point onwards. But Zest has to keep this from snowballing for a little bit longer before I would give him any real shot at winning this game again. And he no longer has the big Void Ray number fleet that he had before. It's only 3 of them now. 3 Tempests are available as well, though. He's going all out in trying to be as cost efficient as possible. These Roaches, they're gonna take a while to kill all these Roaches. Have you ever seen the Mutalisk try to fight off against Roaches and just be like, well, this is gonna take forever? This is worse. This is worse than Mutalisk shooting Roaches, it feels like. Alright, well, I think that's it, right? That has to be it. I've said that 5 times now. I've said that 5 times now. Oh well. Oh well. Tempest would have been sick 3 to 5 minutes ago. Well, to be fair, if he had Tempest 3 to 5 minutes ago, he would have died a lot harder to the Mutalisk and all of the other shebang. Right? That Roach attack would have done more. The Queen attack would have done more. Because the Tempest, they're great, but you need to be on the other side of the map. Spire about to be completed. How is Zest still in this game? It's 44 supply army-wise versus 40. There's 14 Corruptors though on the production. There we go. That has to be it. That has to be it. Maybe Zest thinks that he's the guy that's behind right now. Right? Maybe he thinks he's the guy that's on the losing seat. If he loses this game, he's out of the best of 5. Man, he's managing so much. These are very frustrating games to play as well for a Zerg though. Like, you've beaten your opponent, you know you have, and yet for some reason you're still sitting there for like 11 minutes trying to finish it up. And it's like, well, how are you not dead? How is this happening? There we are. A little probe coming in, ready to deny the hatchery being built on the regular location. The blue Zerg player. Dragon Phoenix the Gamer Man. Give it up for Rogue. Bottom left side, a fellow teammate of his. Making it quite difficult. The Red Brothers player, put your hands together for Zest. Is this the match between Zest and Gumiho? No. It's Zest and Rogue. I guess it's not the best time to answer that question right after I introduce the players. I guess that already kind of answered your question there. Now I'm just being an arse about it, really. My apologies to you, sir. Right, that's the Nexus for the Cybercore. Knows he can get away with it. As we wait for things to ramp up once more. What kind of style is Zest going to go for this time around? Will it be the wonderful Stargate opening once again? Yes, it is. Are we going to get ourselves the Twilight Council in combination with this in a third base? We don't quite know. I'm anticipating we'll see a third base, right? That is something we've seen every single game so far. Should be the case. Third base for Rogue. Standard stuff. That's the Void Ray. Gonna deny the scouting here. Because of the way Zest has been approaching this, right? I believe game number 3 and 4, they kind of felt similar. Oh wow. Okay, apparently your question. Remember that guy I answered? Apparently not. Alright, so yes, this is Zest. It's over here. It's Rogue versus Zest, and Gumiho versus Zest will be played after this. Yes. It will be on this stream. Yes. I think that's your question, right? Maybe I misunderstood. Gumiho versus Zest will be on this stream. My apologies. For potentially misunderstanding. I think I did. I think I did misunderstand what you were trying to put down there. Alright. 2 little Zerglings. Gonna get the scouts. No Twilight Council, right? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Same thing as we saw the previous game. Quick into the air weapons. Full Zest. Let's see if this little bit of regression is going to get a bit more done this time around. Tanking the damage with the Void Ray. Gets 3 drones. It's alright, might get 1 more here, or 2 more actually. The Queen's not here exactly in time. Okay, so 1 more drone. Third base seems secure. Oracle gets out as well though. Third base for Zest looking to be secured pretty soon. That's the secondary Stargate. No third Stargate yet. We'll be bringing in the Forge into play. As Rogue boots up the Lair upgrade here. Still 51 workers versus 51 workers. Is it just me, or... I guess... Yeah, he's using all his larvae. I mean, I know as a Zerg player, right, you gotta play safe and stuff, but against an opening like this from the Protoss, I think you could get away with a lot more greed overall than what we're seeing from Rogue, right? If you're aware that your opponent is going this heavy into the Skytos army, the problem is that we've seen all these variations coming out of Zest as well, right? With the Twilight Council, with the Adept Glaive, all sorts of different nifty timing attacks as well to come in, try and take the opportunity at different moments, making it very difficult for Rogue to fully realize just the extent of macro he can do. And now, I mean, we got Zest ahead on the work account. He's got a pretty solid army here as well. He's got the Void Race and the Oracles, and I wouldn't be surprised if Zest is going to throw down a 4th base pretty soon as well, around the same time as his opponent. Right? Please make me look smart here, Zest. Please, I'm begging you. Yes! Yes! Thank you, Zest. Sorry, I got excited there. Doesn't happen that often. Alright, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. There's the Overseer. Seeing like, oh, look at that. 3 Stargates. Ah, that's what we have. A little fleet beacon action as well. Status Trap misses the majority of the drones. Does manage to get 1. A little bit delayed mining. That's the Void Race targeting the Extractors so far. Trying to delay the gas upkeep or intake for Rogue. Very important here in this air-orientated type of battle that we're going to be going into. The less gas available, the less Corruptus will manage to get on the field. Less spellcasters available for the Zerg as well, of course. Vipers, Investors, all, well, both of them kind of useful against those flying armadas. He's just going to get less of them. Look at that. Prioritizing those extractors again. Very smart, wise play from the veteran Protoss player. Now getting a lot of queen kills as well. And this is starting to become troublesome. This could start snowballing if these queens arrive in pockets of 1 and 2s. All the time, the Void Rays are just going to continue blasting away. Is this going to be the unfortunate end of Rogue? Oh boy, this very well could be. The Mutalisk now coming in from every which angle with the Void Rays in between. Okay, most of the Mutalisk do manage to kind of get themselves together here. How many do we have in total? 10 of them. This is 14 Void Rays. I'm not convinced that's going to be enough. And GG is called Rogue. What a fumble. Losing queen after queen after queen. And never having a response to the Void Rays. GG's is called. Zest takes game number 5.